SoCal bike rider here. I'm a couple blocks from the Wedge. Actually found a free parking space. I pulled in this one place down there right on the water, but they weren't very forthcoming with how much it cost. They just showed you how to pay for it, but some of that stuff can be like $20, just for a couple of hours. So one side of the street clean. I saw where they actually wrote some tickets on some people, and then the other side isn't until Wednesday. So I asked one of the locals here if it was cool for me to park, and he said, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna go down here and see what's going on down here at the Wedge. Seems like I'm always following eye, allegedly. I like Newport though. I rode the ferry for the first time in 2 years, and I did make a little video about it. So, but it was too nice. I didn't come out at all yesterday, not 1 millisecond did I leave my apartment yesterday. So I rode like 11 or 12 miles down in Huntington the last time I went out. And it's funny too, because when I get back from that, I forget. And then I'm like, why am I so restless still, So here we are. Yeah, I haven't been out here for a long time either. So I made it without breaking my neck so far. Hold on a second, I'm all tied up. Okay. Jesus. I can't tell if my microphone is pointing correctly or not, but God, the wind blew my bike all the way to the ground. But I guess it's okay. So, so here I am. First time I've been here in a couple of years. Soft sand up here. So, I haven't been out on the jetty in a long time. I ain't about to go now either. So, that's Corona Del Mar over there. And I know I allegedly goes over there a lot. When my younger daughter was in high school, she was in a special program that met over there. I think it was once a week, or was it daily? I can't remember now, but that was part of her scholarship. Was being part of that program. I think it was called Abbott, and if forget how much money they gave her, but everybody that participated and did well in it, they gave them money towards college. So I've forgotten all that stuff, because when you see that, you think, oh, that's nice, but it doesn't really, like in my situation, it didn't really take hold until she had been at the university for like 12 weeks. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, here's where I break my neck. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that my car is gonna be okay there all day, and if I want to go back up to the fun zone and places like that, it'll be all right. Doesn't seem like I can go anywhere without being reminded of or seeing where a patient used to live, like the Abbott. I used to park in front of this lady's house. It was actually a couple, but the lady that lived there was on hospice, and so I actually got to go inside, like a few days before she died. She gave me a book, actually. She was a poet. She gave me a nice book of poetry. Very, very nice lady. Nice husband, too, And she had lived her life, great life. And so it's hard for me to go anywhere without thinking about stuff like that. Even this street here, not this one, but one of these side streets that go up and down, there was a couple there where the wife died. And they gave me a little history on her name and how they came up with their last name as a couple. It was like, they had two last names, and then when they got married, they combined the two, and it was a historic name that I had never heard of, but they were glad to give me the backstory on it, and I thought it was too cool, And they lived in one of these little cottages. So it's hard for me to go anywhere, it seems like, without being reminded of a patient that more than likely not with us. For sure, those hospice patients, I wouldn't have met them if they were still alive today. Sometimes I wonder about their family members, if how many of them are alive today. So if any of you guys out there recognize me, look me up on my website. So I didn't meet, but I saw another new YouTuber named Semi-Retired Bob, I think is his name. And he just started carnivore. I think he said he's lost about 70 pounds so far. So, sounds like he's about halfway there. He's got a lot of repairs to do. He's had like bypass surgeries and stuff, but he finally got desperate enough to check out carnivore because he couldn't walk. He couldn't stand up. for more than a few minutes. You gotta check him out. I went on and subscribed to him. He's just getting started, but I wanted to give him some encouragement that he is definitely on the right track. And even though he didn't mention autophagy, that's going to be what happens to him. Same with me, you know. I'm expecting to eat up all this scar tissue, and I'm hoping that my hernia, as everything else getting eaten up, I'm hoping that the tissue around the hole will get eaten away too, and then there'll just be nothing else there, you know. So you got that to look forward to, semi-retired, and keep up the good work. You know, when you talk to me, man, you're talking to the you're singing to the choir, and I you know, everything looks like you're right on track. And I know lately I've been talking about the carnivore MD a lot, and but I didn't want to neglect Dr. Berry and Misha. They're a major influence on me too. And then and he's changed his message, because I started out with keto, and then worked my way over to carnivore. I saw him in an interview with a woman in New York named the Black Carnivore, and then there was this Oscillate lady, the Sally K. Norton, and then there's this guy that has nothing to do with it, except for the fact that he's a bodybuilder, and so you know, he looks like the carnivore doctor, you know, never has a shirt on. And but he had 2 hernias. One he had treated, and then the second one he said he had like 13 years ago, and it's untreated. He's just using exercise and stuff to manage it. And I'm like, okay, so that felt good. And then there's a dude, I think he's here in California. He's called, he's got a thing called My Natural Hernia Cure. And he actually opened up a business and manufactures the belts and stuff. But part of the problem is, especially with me, is my body isn't exactly straight. And so anybody that tries to do any kind of arthroscopic surgery or anything like that on me isn't gonna have like a textbook. That's what so many problems are, you know. It's like these people operate on mannequins and models and stuff like that, and then when they get in there, it's nothing like what they learned in school. And so it's not really like their fault. You know, it's not like I have anything against them. But to me now, especially since I still have a lot of adipose to absorb, I feel pretty good about my visceral fat, you know, fatty liver and pancreas and all my organs. But it looks like I've got about 4 or 5 pounds of 4 or 5 pounds of adipose And so I'm going to absorb that, hopefully get it to go through my kidneys and colon it into the toilet. Oops, I should have downshifted. That's okay. Okay. Alrighty. So there's Newport Pier. Beautiful day. Wow, oh wow, it is really clear too. I can see, I'm not sure what that mountain is, if it's Palos Verdes or Catalina. I can't tell from here. Ooh, I just ran over some kind of plant with some long thorns on it. I'm hoping to give me a flat. That's gonna tick me off. I thought that machinery was my spokes clicking, but it's a jackhammer. Yeah, I had some good times down here over the years. It's really nice and breezy, but the wind is cold. There's a good test. The sun is hot, but the wind is cool, and it's like a perfect contrast, like sweet and sour or sugar and salt. Feels really nice. I saw Itchy Boots already published something today about getting a new suspension for her bike up in Canada, but I haven't watched it yet. Got smoking some Bud Light. Yeah, I pulled up over here to park, but it didn't tell you how much it was going to cost. It just told you how to pay it. And I didn't want to get a $20 parking fee. And so I was really lucky to get that free parking back there on the Wedge. Me and my post office buddies, sometimes we go to Long Beach and sometimes we come here. And back in the day, BJ's was just one restaurant right down here. Of course, now you know about BJ's. It's a big chain, of restaurants. Smells good. Main Street. Got some relatively recent footage here. Well, there's a parking lot with an attendant. I don't mind paying for an attendant, you know. Boy, they sure built that berm up tall, huh? Uh-oh. Yeah, I better get on back before one of these fools runs me over. Now I got a tailwind. So I'm just gonna barely. Just gonna barely touch the pedals now with that. Hands getting tired now. That's a long ride. Yeehaw. Okay, my hand's tired. I'll be back.
And I don't wanna die. I'd rather be riding